Shawn?
Mike?
What is this, a crossover episode? Yowza, yowza, bobowza. Shawn, I want to call this episode 007 because you and I are going to bond.
Damn, you really decided to bring it back,
Yeah,
huh?
I sure did. Welcome, everybody.
That's crazy.
So what is this, a crossover episode? My name is Mike, and that's Shawn, and we are the Squid Boys, the Squid Guys, the Squidmen, the Squid Pro Quos,
The Gonbu.
the Gonbu for life. And we're here talking about Bojack Horseman.
He's a horse?
He's a horse, he's a man?
He's a man.
Is he more man than horse
He's
or
a
more
horseman.
horse than man? No one knows.
Who can tell? We'll find out by the end of this show.
So Mike and Shawn, Squid Boys, what do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. This episode is called Higher Love. It's episode 6 of season 2. It's got a 7.6 rating on IMDb, and it was released on July 17th, 2015, Shawn. Which, let me tell you what happened on July 17th,
Ooh.
2015. Actually, you know, I think this is a good episode for me to figure out what this fucking song in the UK is.
Oh, is it time?
I think it is. I'm going to type this in. I'm going to
also
live
gonna look it up.
react to this song, and maybe I'll sing it.
Who's it by?
It's Black Magic by Little Mix.
Little Mix. Oh, okay.
God,
This is not what I
the
expected.
video has a full skit. I don't want that. I just want the song.
Oh, I'm skipping that.
I have never heard this song in my life.
Yeah, no.
This is definitely a British thing.
British.
Hold on.
Dude, their schools don't look like this, do they? No way.
Let me get to the chorus. All right, it's kind of catchy.
I actually might have heard this before, but never in like enough. Never enough for it to be like, oh, I know this, you know. But the chorus sounds like every other song I've ever heard, so it might be that.
So, okay, I'm done listening to it. It's very Disney bubblegum pop, but like British.
It's a British girl group, which I had not expected.
British. They're a bit British. Little Mix.
A bit. Now, if we look at Little Mix, apparently they're on a hiatus currently.
Okay.
Like as of last year.
They're on a hiatus. I didn't know they were on a not hiatus. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy. They've been going for a while.
If anybody listening, they're one of the 5 people listening, knows anything about Little Mix, I want to know. That was the number 1 song in the UK on this day. Number 1 song in the US was "See You Again" Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth, or as I like to call him, Charlie Poop.
You didn't get either of those right.
What?
You called him Charlie Puth, and then you said, or as I like to call him,
Wait,
Charlie
how do you say
Poop.
his name?
Charlie Puth.
That's what I said, Charlie Puth.
No, you said Charlie Poof the first time, like poof.
It's the same thing.
Like poof, I disappeared.
It's like Shawn and Shawn. Like it's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
No.
Owen Chadwick,
you said
English
P-O-O-F. What do you mean?
historian, priest, and university chancellor, died at age 99. Skill issue.
God, really?
Jules Bianchi, French auto racer, dies from injuries during an accident in 2014 Japanese F1 GP at age 25. Suicide bomber in Iraq kills 120. ISIS claim responsibility. Scientists solve mystery of sleeping sickness in 2 villages in northern Kazakhstan. Uranium mining has caused increase in carbon monoxide. And finally, Marvel's Ant-Man, starring Paul Rudd as a titular character, is released. Shawn hates it.
Yeah, listen to the last episode to find out the truth. So one day when you're reading off about the about all those, I'm gonna be able to catch you in between the ISIS one and be like, "Oh, ISIS," you know, like, "Oh,
why would you want to do that,
rascals?" Oh, you rascals!
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the episode, Shawn. Now that you've said that, what did you think of Higher Love?
It wasn't last episode.
I feel like you're leaning into this just to like upset me. I think this episode's much better than the last episode. It's still not like a great episode, but I like the jokes a lot better in this episode than the previous episode. And this episode also sets up the next 2 episodes pretty well.
Yeah, I could see the setup in this episode that I thought was pretty good. It's like there was not a storyline that I was like super into, but there were definitely some jokes that I liked.
I don't know, man. I just think you're wrong.
That I'm wrong to not like it?
You're just wrong.
Okay.
So anyway, this episode, the Princess Carolyn sees an opportunity when Mr. Peanut Butter's agent dies, and Bojack flips when he says the L word out loud to Wanda. So it's a little. The episode starts, Shawn.
Yes.
With PB living. Your favorite.
Yes, it does,
guys.
which I was excited for, and then I was very sad during the scene as well.
Well, you know, they finally everything that they've spent wasted money on is kind of caught up with them.
What do you mean wasted?
Well, they didn't make any money back. No,
Can you prove
there's
that?
no there. Yes, I can prove that because the accountant said they don't have any money. So
maybe the accountant stole the money.
I love the accountant
because he was jealous.
The accountant
I do like
is
the
like
accountant.
trapped in like this perpetual hell with Mr. Peanut Butter and Todd.
Yeah.
And
who voiced him?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Is he Oxnard? Is that his name?
His name is Gaz.
Oh, who's Oxnard?
No, Oxnard. I don't know why. No, it's Oxnard. I don't know why Gaz popped up.
Yeah.
It showed. It says Gaz is the accountant of Bojack. Oh, that's Bojack's accountant. But anyways, it has the picture of Oxnard next to the name Gaz. I don't know why.
Well, he's voiced by Jake Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Who's known for New Girl,
Spider-Man,
and Spider-Man, and Jurassic World, apparently. I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, it says Jurassic World.
Oh, is he in Jurassic World?
I didn't make this up, Shawn.
Lowry Cruther. I thought you were making a Chris Pratt joke.
No. What? Why would that?
Like, I thought you were trying to say that he looks like Chris Pratt, kind of, a little bit. I was like,
Anyway, he says a lot of things like, no, nothing has ever happened to me. Please stop. I have celiac disease. I would never say that.
Yeah.
Like everything they say, he's trying to combat, but they come up with the bagel catcher, which is their newest idea. Has this ever happened to you? And the bagel comes out too fast and they catch it. What an idea.
It's just a catcher's mitt.
They are bankrupt, according to their agent, Jake Johnson. And he mentions that they spent a large amount of money on the movie rights to the game Tag.
Which, fucking good joke.
Yes.
Because they paid them they paid $50 million to a bunch of kids.
Right. And it was signed off by their business manager, a.k.a. Vincent Adultman, who said...
That's when I got sad, because I saw that scene and I was like, oh, this is the only amount he's going to be in the episode, isn't it?
Well, he did say this all seems like appropriate business.
He would know.
He would know. He's a businessman.
He's an adult.
Man. Mr. Peanut Butter needs a job, is what we come to the conclusion on. And so he goes and he's like, I'm going to go meet my agent. He puts his nice suit on and he waits there all day for his agent. But then he goes in to check on him and he is dead because he killed himself trying to perform autoerotic asphyxiation on himself. And I think part of the reason you don't like this episode is you don't think autoerotic asphyxiation is as funny as I do.
I think that's a big part of it.
I think autoerotic asphyxiation is fucking hilarious.
I think it's kind of funny.
I think the idea that someone would die because they choked themselves too much trying to get off is fucking hilarious. Like David Carradine, it's sure sad he died. That's fucking funny. Like
I'm trying to. There was a. I'm trying to remember where I've like this bit has been done before in a way that like I was like, I saw it and I was like, yeah, what, that was kind of funny, and I had the same experience. Oh, there's a South Park episode where Kenny dies while wearing a Batman costume and doing this.
I think autoerotic asphyxiation is so funny, and I bring it up whenever it's relevant.
Yeah.
Because I think it's hilarious. And like Jason and I were playing the Telltale Batman game, and he finds this guy hanging in a closet at one point. And then I just thought, looks like he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. And like, that's just fucking hilarious. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's insensitive for me to laugh at this, but I just think it's so funny.
I do want to clarify. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't know. You know, it's not a respect thing. I don't respect anybody. It's, I just don't know. It's just like, not as funny to me.
So like, there's like the bit where it's like, oh, you always clean your search history because what if you die and then people have your search history, right? This is like, hey, you want to see my search history when I die? You know what I mean? Like it's like to me it's like the most disgraceful thing you could possibly do without hurting somebody else. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
At your time of death.
Well, you're still hurting other people.
Well, no, but I mean like
when you die.
Obviously like killing someone else and then yourself would be fucked up, right? I'm just saying like it's like the most disgraceful thing.
You're not intending
to hurt
then.
people. You weren't trying to kill yourself either. That's also why it's funny to me is they weren't trying to commit suicide theoretically. Because if you were, you probably wouldn't pull your pants down and start stroking your dick, right? So to me, it's just it's just like the funniest way I can think of people dying. And I know that seems.
How do you want to go out? You know.
I know that seems insensitive, and this probably some people might like listen to this episode and go, "Wow, this is weird. Like this guy fucked up." But I just think it's funny. And that's I think that's why I like this episode a little more than you do.
Yeah, I'm not with you. Not out of respect. I respect nobody, but I just don't think it's very funny.
Why is it not funny?
I don't know. Just I was shocked when I saw it at first. I was like, "Oh my God." But I don't know. I think they almost nail it a little too hard throughout the episode to where it stops being funny to me.
See, I disagree. Anyway,
so wait, that's the great thing, you know, senses of humor.
Yeah, that's the great thing about senses of humor is mine's good and yours is bad.
Yours is objectively correct and mine is wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that's how the episode starts, and then we go to our favorite Ryan Seacrest type and some lady, and we cut to them quite a few times in the episode. And my favorite thing about it is the way they like just casually, nonchalantly like, for example, she'll say, she said, Ronnie, whatever, Mr. Peanut Butter's agent, was found dead from autoerotic asphyxiation. And the Ryan Seacrest type just goes, ruh-roh. Like, it's like, like everything they talk. And later, it's, I'm some actress or something, I don't know, filling in for some lady. And he goes, oh, what happened to her?
Yeah.
She was kidnapped. Oh, yikes. Like, it's just so, like, stupid. But we're in Bojack's house where Wanda lives now, and they're talking about maybe checking the food truck that's just gravy that they mentioned on the show.
Yeah.
And Todd says, "Hey, it's pizza day. Can I have some money?" And he goes, "Wait, pizza day and what?" And he goes, "In my tummy," because it's like it's kind of like almost like he's the kid of their relationship, and that kind of throughout the episode that kind of is hinted at. Bojack's bed needs to be fixed because while Wanda is nocturnal, it doesn't mean she wants to be up all night. Uncomfy. And he gets himself a beeper because she has a beeper because, again, she was like stuck in like the 80s or whatever. And as he's going out the door, he says, "Okay, love you." And then he freezes because he did not mean to say that. And he goes, "No, I don't." And then sprints out of the house.
I was really like, oh, I'm not going to, like, I was like, oh God, we're doing the, oh, I love you. Oh no, I didn't mean to say that. But the way they handle it in the episode actually made it really fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the, no, I don't. And then he runs.
And then he left his keys in the house and he refuses to go in. So he steals a stroller from a baby and rolls his way to work in the stroller. We cut to Princess Carolyn, who is already having a rough day. Her shoe's broken. She has gravy on herself. And she meets Mr. Rutabaga, and she explains that she went to the gravy truck, but they only have gravy. And he goes, "Oh, you should have went to the bowl truck first."
Which is
so stupid.
That's a good. This world doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all. Not at all. They have a conversation about she's having a rough day, and no one will notice what a mess she is. And he goes, "I notice what a mess you are." Which I think they're kind of setting something up there. Mr. Peanut Butter is gonna. Diane's like, hey, we're gonna be broke. So what are you planning on doing? Go and find a new agent? He goes, I'm just gonna do what I did when I got Mr. Peanut Butter's house, and I'm just gonna go out there and follow my heart and smells and she goes, oh well, we could like lose our house, and he's like, oh Diane,
who cares?
Que sera quesadilla, and so he just wanders out, and she's obviously terrified of being poor, as one would be. We cut to set where she's trying to steal food, and Bojack rolls up in his stroller, and he asks her, hey, theoretically, if Mr. Peanut Butter said, I love you, no, I don't, is that something you'd have to talk about? Because he's dreading going home and talking to Wanda about it. She pages him 000, which we found out earlier means call me, and he goes, I'm going to ignore that. How do I ignore it? And she goes, I think you just ignore it.
Just
and he goes, ignore it with what? My mind? Which made me laugh because, of course, that wouldn't make sense to Bojack. But he comes to the conclusion that he's going to start fucking up his scenes, so he has to work all night and never has to go home. And that's what he does.
It's a plan.
Yep, it's certainly a plan. I think we cut to... I wrote strangle the dirty dangle down, but I don't know...
Okay, so no, it cuts to Mr. Peanut Butter, I believe.
Walking down the street.
And
Destiny's trying to give him clues, but he just won't see them.
Yeah. And we see Officer Meow Wow facing off with the firefighter dog.
Officer Meow Wow?
Wait, what's his name?
Meow Meow Fuzzy Face? He said Meow Wow. Meow Meow like the Dream Eater?
Uh-oh.
Kingdom Hearts. Accidental Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. I just made an accidental Kingdom Hearts I'm a loser.
What a Kingdom Hearts fan. What a loser.
Oh my god. Oh no.
That's so
I might
funny.
as well fucking
end the episode.
I might as well
end the episode right now. I'll actually
commit the chokey
yeah, you
right
need
now.
to do the blue face blast off, honestly. So he ends up walking into a Lady Foot Locker because the flyer that says 90 stars wanted lands on his shoe, and he goes, why is this on my shoe? Outside of a shoe store? And in his mind, that is his destiny to work at a Lady Foot Locker. We cut back to set.
You know what? He's pretty good at it, so he might be right.
He is. He's incredible. We cut back to set where union rules say they have to end filming, and Bojack's like, wait, no, can't we just, do more? And she goes, nope, go home. But Corduroy Jackson says, I'll go have a drink with you. Or 6. And he goes, all right, Corduroy's driving, let's go. And they go to Bojack's favorite bar, and Corduroy's talking about how he really needed this because that agent dying, he used to be into autoerotic asphyxiation, and it's tempting him to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I have a list here.
He names off. Go for it.
I have a list here of all the things they call it throughout the episode, not just what he says, but
ooh, okay, go for it. Just roll through it.
The blue face blast off.
That's a pretty good one.
Strokey chokey.
Can I rate each one out of 5 as we go?
Blue face blast off. That one's hard to say.
I think that one's like a 4. That's a good one.
You're doing out of 5? Okay.
Yeah.
The strokey chokey.
That's a 5. I love the rhyme scheme there.
The 2 neck squeeze.
It's like a 3. It's all right.
Okay. Strangle the dirty dangle.
I like the rhyming. Another 5.
Okay. One hand on the Adam's apple and the other hand on the Adam's banana.
That's a 1. I don't like that one.
Okay. The funky Spider-Man.
Again, a 3.
Okay. Choking off.
that's a 4.
And then my personal favorite, the gasp and goo.
The gasp and goo. I'd say that's also a 4.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. He also refers to himself as a gasper during this conversation.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny that there's like a fucking like term for it.
Now that we've gone through all those, Mike, you're a funny boy. Can you come up with a fun name for autoerotic asphyxiation?
You're kind of putting me on the spot, but let me think.
That's what I'm here to do every couple episodes, put you on the spot.
Something with hang. Hang and slang came to mind.
Okay,
that one's pretty simple.
Okay. I'll give that one a 4.
Thank you. Wow, that's very generous.
I like the rhyming.
You're a sucker for rhyming. You know what? Let me think about it throughout the rest of the episode.
We can come back to it. We can
see if I can come up with another one before the end.
I like how after he's done listing all these things and he's like saying, you know, I'm into this, and Bojack is like, please, can we not talk about this?
The whole time Bojack does not want to talk about it.
And then he's like, my new thing is the Bible. Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior?
And Bojack goes, so you use like a standard like sailor's knot or a bow tie deal? That's one of my favorite joke setups they do throughout this show. Is they do like, hey, I want to do anything other than this. And then the other person brings up something they actually want to do even less, and they go, hey, but what about that? Right?
Yeah.
There's this one in a later season that is maybe my favorite joke in the whole season, the whole series. And I don't think you'll like it as much as I do because it's hating on a particular band that maybe you might think is okay. But I love the joke, and when we get there, we'll
all right. I'm worried, but we'll get there.
So anyway, he tells him about the stroking and choking. Bojack gets home and sneaks in the bed, and Wanda wakes up and says, you know, I paged you. And he's like, well, sorry, you know, about today. She goes, no, it's okay. I don't love you either. And he's like, wait, what?
Can you imagine being in that scenario? Like, getting,
Wait, what?
It's what, like, kind of based, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of a based response. But, like, man, just delivered with fucking, just so casually. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. So he wakes up the next morning. Before that, we get another morning update with a Ryan Seacrest type. And there's an interview with Hank Hippopopoulos. Hank Hippopopoulos, who's voiced by Philip Baker Hall. And he, I only bring this up because he's important to next episode. But he is the host of Hey, I Think You Can Dance. And they ask him what's your process? And he goes, I see somebody and I look at him and go, hey, I think you can dance. But if then I look at him and I go, hey, I don't think you can dance. And that's basically it. So
you know what?
That based, you know?
Hey, it works.
Yeah. That show's a big hit. So it's doing well for him.
And we heard about this a couple episodes ago.
Yes. It's not the first time they've mentioned Hank. But he's a pretty pivotal role in the next episode.
Well, this was a show that Wanda pitched a couple of weeks ago when Bojack first met. She was like, "This is a show people love, people are gonna love it."
And I don't know if Hank was attached to it at that point, but they've definitely brought up Hank before.
Yeah, they have.
Princess Carolyn is at the Lady Foot Locker, where she notices that Mr. Peanut Butter is just slanging shoes around for people, for all the young ladies. They love the shoes he's selling them. He has a couple boxes in his hand, and they're Timberwolves and Under Otters, which I thought
that's
pretty
good,
clever. And then she gets back to her agency with her new shoe, which I missed a part, I guess, where she shows up late and she's not gonna. They're all calling Ronnie's clients, the dead agent's clients, and she just gets Mr. Peanut Butter. That's her what she gets because she showed up late. But she's back in the elevator with Rutabaga, and he goes, hey, I know about a secret client that Ronnie had that wasn't on the books. J.D. Salinger, the author of Catcher in the Rye, for some reason, who in real life died in 2010.
Yeah.
But they're claiming in the show he faked his death because he was sick of being known as the Catcher in the Rye guy for whatever reason. Rutabaga also hits the emergency thing on the elevator to be dramatic. And then at the end, he's like, oh, now we got to wait for the fire department to let us out, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, we also get a scene where Corey Jackson gives Bojack his jerk-off box in his trailer. But he also leaves Corduroy with the idea that you don't need this box. You could use anything. He goes, you're right. I could use an iPhone cord. And he walks away listing all the things.
Immediately I knew. I was like, okay, this guy's dead.
But what it plants in Bojack's head is that, hey, my girlfriend loves me and she wouldn't want me to do this. And he goes, oh, I can use this to get Wanda to admit she loves me. Because he's very taken aback by the whole I don't love you thing that she's pushing.
Mhm.
And so, like, how nonchalant she is. You know, he wants to be loved, but he doesn't want to be the one to love, right? We meet up with J.D. Salinger at his tandem bike shop. They do the thing where he's like, "Oh, I'm just a bike shop guy," and then he gives up instantly. Okay, you've caught me. I'm J.D. Salinger. I don't know anything about bikes, which made me laugh. And his slogan for his bikes is "It's better to be alone," which is probably why he hasn't sold very many tandem bicycles. Which
Voiced by Alan Arkin, by the way.
Yes, Alan Arkin. Basically, Princess Carolyn pitches to him, "Hey, people don't read where I'm going to take you to, do stuff." And she's like, he's going to do this like super like prestige TV, like we're in the golden age of television. He's going to do all this stuff, and then he ends up pitching Hollywood stars and celebrities. What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out.
This was one. I've heard you say this before. You or Jason, maybe. So this is one where I was like, oh, okay.
So I don't know if you remember, but in our very first episode, I asked you what you knew about Bojack, and I said, Shawn _AFK, what does he know?
Oh, yeah.
Does he know things? Let's find out. That was our first segment we ever did.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
You really set this stuff up.
I sometimes I'm smart. What can I say?
One note I liked about the scene with J.D. Salinger in the book or in the bike shop was like he was talking about why he stopped, and like he was talking about like, oh, I was influencing things, and then he said like sometimes it would influence assassins, which is funny because the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, the guy who did that was like, I did it because of Catcher in the Rye.
Right.
And the guy that killed John Lennon said the same thing.
Yep.
Like.
Yep.
So it's
the J.D. Salinger thing is such a random bit to me. Like it's just so like, of all people to be like the hot free agent client that Princess Carolyn wants to go get. Like it's just so funny. I think I skipped one more scene where Wanda and Bojack are in his house and Todd's there, and they do this 2 more times where they're like doing the, oh, I don't love you. Well, but you do, right? Kind of thing. Yeah. And Todd is sick of it. He's sick of them fighting, and he's been acting out, and he flips over the ottoman. But he's also been he has the bagel catcher, and he's been eating different foods out of it every scene, spaghetti and pizza and nachos and stuff. But Bojack decides, hey, I'm going to take this because he says to her, hey, I'm going to autoerotic asphyxiate myself. And she's like, I don't care. Basically. Because she sees right through it. She sees that he's just doing it to try to get her to admit that she loves him. And so he's going to take it more seriously. So he brings Todd to Lowe's, but like an animal version, which is maybe my favorite bit like that so far. Because it's like, we didn't have a good animal joke for Lowe's. So it's just an animal version. He asks the elephant working there that he wants to have a more fulfilling orgasm. So please help him build something. Then I skipped ahead a little bit because then we go to the J.D. Salinger
Hollywood
deal.
What do they know? Yeah.
But Princess Carolyn says, hey, I know the perfect host for this show. And we go to Lady Footlocker where she offers him the job. And Mr. Peanut Butter gives a pretty funny little speech where he goes, I knew because I had the right attitude, things were going to come to me. And if all your dreams don't come true, it's probably because you didn't have the right attitude.
Yeah.
And it just the completely wrong message to gather from that. But Mr. Peanut Butter just tends to stumble into good things in his life, which is kind of the point of the character. We go back to Princess Carolyn's office where her boss is trying to celebrate somebody. And he goes, I'm going to give you 2 words, catcher and rye. So she steps forward. But really, it's his son, Charlie, catching a rye bagel. And if only someone would create a thing that would catch bagels for him.
He's a fucking hero, dude. He caught that bagel.
He is. And I like that he goes, thanks, Dad. I mean, Mr. Dad. So fucking stupid.
Hey, man, Mr. Dad.
And then we cut to Bojack's room where he's building this machine. And we have maybe one of my favorite fucking bits in the whole show. And that's, do you want to talk about the elephant in the room? And then it reveals that the elephant from Lowe's is there. And he goes, oh, wow. Oh, you know what? Ugh, wow. Okay. And then he goes to leave and he goes, you know what? Wow. And then Bojack goes, he is never going to forget that.
I hope he doesn't.
A funny fucking bit. Like
I hope that comes back.
It tickles my funny bone. Just It's just so stupid.
Damn, your funny bone, dude?
I have a funny bone, and it's tickled.
It's tickled.
Ooh, wait. For me, Autorock asphyxiation, pulling my funny bone. I think for me in particular.
Good. That's good.
All right, there we go. I knew it'd come to me.
That's good. 5.
Thank you. And then finally, we get Wanda to admit Bojack accidentally triggers the machine. And we get Wanda to admit that she loves him, but she's not going to stop him from doing the strokey chokey or the funky Spider-Man because he has to look out for himself. And so, if he really loves her, he won't do it. And he takes off the noose. He's like, well, I don't really love you. I just wasn't going to do this. I'm a coward. But she knows. She's like, okay, sure, Bojack. Sure, you know. And so that's how that, but he also fixed the bed.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal to her. So that's part of why yeah, exactly.
Kind of.
He
did it because it was convenient, but like.
Right, but he also did something she asked,
He still
right?
did it,
So,
yeah.
Right. And then finally, we end up with Princess Carolyn, who's talking to Rutabaga about how she did all this stuff and no one gave her any credit for it. And she pulled a Lady Footlocker employee to host a primetime television show with a dead man, and no one's giving her credit. And Rutabaga says, hey, do you want the movie star speech? Which he asked her earlier in the episode, and she said no. And I have the speech right here for you, Shawn.
Go for it.
Okay. Carolyn, you are the star of a movie. This is the part of the movie where you get your heart broken, where the world tests you, and people treat you like shit. But it has to happen this way. Otherwise, the end of the movie, where you get everything you want, won't feel as rewarding. There are assholes out there, but in the end, they don't matter. Because this movie's not about them. It's never been about them. All this time, the movie's been about you.
I can't tell whether I like Rutabaga or not.
He also follows that up with, I think me and my wife are getting a divorce.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, what? And then finally, the episode ends with Bojack going to return the strokey chokey kit to Corduroy Jackson, and he finds him dead. Hung, doing his last funky Spider-Man.
Yep.
So, and like you said, they kind of foreshadow it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Corduroy Jackson. We barely knew you.
Barely knew ye.
Anyway, that's the episode.
Yeah, I thought, like, I think you, like you said, you know, it sets a lot of stuff up, and I think that's part of what I was struggling with was like a lot of this very clearly more setup than anything else, and I liked, you know, last episode was a little more self-contained.
No, I understand that. It is a setup episode, but I think the jokes hit really funny, and that's because I have a specific funny bone for autoerotic asphyxiation. But I like the J.D. Salinger stuff. I like the elephant bit is like a top 10 bit for me of all time in Bojack Horseman. I just think it's so funny. And you know, I actually like the movie star speech.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely something that someone like Princess Carolyn or Rutabaga would buy into, that they have to give each other this speech to make themselves feel better, you know? And I think it's good. One thing I just read on IMDb, which has blown my mind a little bit, it says when Todd and Mr. Peanut Butter are confronted by the PB Living accountant, he criticizes the pair for spending $50,000 on the movie rights to the game Tag.
I thought it was $50 million.
It says 50,000 here, but that could be wrong. The movie Tag, starring Ed Helms, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, Jake Johnson, and Isla. How do you say her name? Isla Fisher? I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was released in 2018. There's a movie called Tag?
You don't know about this?
No.
Yeah, there's a movie called Tag.
So this ended up being a real thing.
When did the movie come out?
2018.
I think this was when did this episode come out?
2015.
Oh, wow.
So they predicted the movie Tag.
They did. Yeah, the movie Tag is it's like the movie is about this like group of friends that have like a decades-long game of tag going on.
It's got some people in it.
Yeah, it's got a pretty stacked cast.
Including Jake Johnson, who's the voice of the fucking accountant.
Yeah.
And he's in the movie.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking conspiracy theory shit is this?
Yeah. It goes all the way. All the way to the top of Hollywood.
Oh, man. I'm so thrown off by that. Anyway, and John Hamm's in it, of all people.
He is in it. That's true. There's a lot. It's a pretty stacked cast.
Wow. Anyway.
There's a funny scene in that movie where they're all together at the hospital or whatever. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen this scene. And like the buddy is hurt and they're talking to the doctor and they're like, is this like, you tell us if this was part of the game, right? And the doctor's like, you guys are terrible friends. And they're like, but like, it could be part of the game. Like, you tell us, right? Like, did they hire all of you? And he's looking around at all the nurses and everybody. It's pretty funny.
Huh. Bojack Horseman, ahead of its time. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I guess we should probably
wrap it up.
The categories,
The categories,
yeah.
What's your favorite animal-based joke of the episode? Is it
the elephant? The elephant, the elephant, the elephant, the elephant, the elephant, the elephant, 100 times the elephant. Even though I do like Lowe's, but an animal version, I think that's a good bit as well, but it's got to be the elephant.
One of the things I noticed that we didn't talk about is when Mr. Peanut Butter is walking on down the street, it has, there's a picture, like a lost cat, and it's like a businessman.
Okay,
on the poster, and I don't know why that got me. I liked that. What is your favorite bit overall?
The elephant.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right?
It's gotta be the elephant. I mean, I do like.
Wait, that's your favorite bit overall too?
I don't know, man. I really like the elephant bit. I do like all the autoerotic asphyxiation, like the different names for it. You know, Gasp and Goo, the Funky Spider-Man, one hand on the Adam's apple, the other hand on the Adam's banana, Strangle the Dirty Dangle. You know, I do like all those, but
yeah, that's my part. That's my favorite bit. Is
the elephant bit just gets me, man. I just think it's so funny.
Oh, what's your favorite quote overall in the episode?
The elephant bit. No, I'm just kidding. I like the movie speech, the movie star speech.
I like that's fine. I don't love you.
Yeah, that's good. I also like Mr. Peanut Butter as he's going into the Lady Foot Locker. He goes, "Team players wanted? I'm such a good team player. I make all the other team players look like garbage."
That's a good one as well.
It's like, oh, wait. Mr. Peanut Butter, wait. Next episode that we're covering, Shawn, is Hank After Dark.
I'm excited. You said these next 2 episodes are good.
Yes. Well, for reference, that was a 7.6 on IMDb. This is an 8.2. And the following's an 8.8.
Oh, I'm excited then.
It's another 8.2, and then an 8.4, and then a 9.3, and then an 8.5.
I'm excited for the rest of the season. It sounds like
the rest of the season is definitely better than the first half.
And I've enjoyed the first half.
Yeah, it's been good. But this is, we step it up. Get ready for the existential dread of Bojack Horseman.
Oh no. Okay.
But Hank After Dark, the blurb for it is, Diane goes off script during Bojack's book tour, jeopardizing Mr. Peanut Butter's new show. Todd gets involved in international affairs.
What? All right, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yep.
This sounds like it's going to be good.
So it's going to be a good episode, and it's got some cameos. It's got everything. So it's going to be fun. Hope you guys will please look forward to that. Shawn, where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_AFK.
You can follow me on Twitter at Super SpikeGhetti Bros. Nope, that's not right. You can follow me on Twitter at SpikeGhetti Bros and on twitch.tv/Super SpikeGhetti Bros. Thank you guys for listening.
Suck a dick, dumb shits.
Yowza, yowza, bo bowza.